Welcome to this presentation about Platform for Smart People. It's a project in collaboration with the City of Stockholm, Autism Sweden, IBM, GPII, KTH and Stockholm University, and is funded by Digital Futures. My name is Thomas Westin, and the remainder of the project team is Miriam Palasari Eladari, Mario Romero, Rahim Ramani, and Anna Olsen. Problems for persons on the autism spectrum can be to manage daily life activities, and it's often dependent upon help from others for things like planning a day. But it can also be challenges with sensory input, social cues, small talk, or even how and when to ask for help. Our proposed solution is the Platform for Smart People. It's an approach where we combine civic intelligence with like community-based information with augmented reality and machine learning. And it's co-designed for reduced sensory input and personalized explicit individual information when needed. The group in the project with autism, they on the autism spectrum are at so-called day activity centers, where it's also common to have different levels of intellectual disability, but also other disabilities. The goal of the platform is to, or the project rather, is to co-design and develop a platform including an accessible augmented reality app. Using machine learning and civic intelligence to advance inclusion in a smart society. The main stakeholders in the project is participants on the autism spectrum and also what we call contributors, which is mainly staff in the project. So moving on to the demo of prototypes. So we worked a lot with first with visualizations through workshops and study visits, both at Stockholm University and KTH labs, and as well as Ericsson Imagine Studio. Students have also contributed with design sketches together with staff and personas to ease communication about needs and wishes from different types of users at the activity centers. The administrative interface. It's a web-based interface for the staff, has features for adding and editing users like this. You can also add individual pictures or photos of that you want to use for each user, and activities that they are involved in, and also settings for accessibility settings for the AR app can be managed here. You can also be managing activities, so you can then go from the other end, so to speak, and start with an activity, set up recurring activities on different days, and add users or participants to those activities. You can imagine a participant arriving in the morning at the day center. The first thing they need to do is to register that they are in the reception. Then, during the day, at some point, they need to get a reminder from the schedule that is easy to understand and explicit. So when they need it, they also need to know how to get there. So you get a navigation aid of how to get to the correct room. In this case, a music room. And when they arrive at the music room, they also get support to do the activity, in this case, playing music. Typically, there is a whiteboard in the reception where you put different participants' pictures of them, photos of them. And there are different columns for different activities during the day, like experience, movement or motion, media, kitchen, outside, home, and so on. And in this way, it's supposed to give everyone an overview of who is there and what they are doing. But this view is rather complex, and it's mostly only the staff that can understand this. And also some few participants can also understand it, but it's in general too complex. So the idea is to make it digital, to have it more individualized. So on the right here you see a first functional prototype for this, how it looks with just the individual's information, what he or she is going to do this Monday. But then there is also a small tablet below the TV, you can note it. And the idea with that is that it have a little camera that can be used to detect which participant is currently registering. So if you look at the center picture here, you see a demo where the, let's see, they're using a little card with a QR code in center. It's with a little flower around it to make it look a bit nicer. And this card can be put on your jacket or on your wheelchair, your shirt, or it can also, of course, be a digital flower in your smartphone if you can manage that one. So you just simply show it to the tablet below the TV, and then which says scan QR code with a little widget symbol below it. And you show it to the TV, to the tablet, and the information on the TV will change and says welcome Max, and then it will show you the schedule for the day, your personal schedule, and then for the day, and you can also see your personal view for the entire week if you want. You can also choose your lunch and see what staff is there. Then even this can be a bit too complicated, so you can also be optional to have it without any interaction, just to show it everything at once, or selections of it that the person wants to have. And all that can be set up individually in the admin UI, of course. Moving on to the assistant, and that is the app that you would have on your own phone, because you get this reminder at a specific time of day from your schedule, but then you also need to know how to get to the music room. And this is some demos that shows how it would work. That if I start with this, you get an arrow on the floor. It can also be in the air, but we have try different approaches here, but this is quite nice, I think. And then you move on in that direction, and you get the next arrow where you should go to the left here, and then you follow to the next arrow, and finally you arrive at your destination. Now if we move on to, we also try this at the day center with two of the staff. So they actually here move to the actual music room at that day center. But that is just half of the solution, because these routes with the different arrows needs to be set up also. So in this demo here, we just show how that is done. So you have the little marker on the pavement here, you can see, and when you move around your camera, it will fill in the green outline of it, and when it's done, the outline disappears, and there's just the little black thing there on the ground as a virtual object that is positioned there. And then you can name it, so you have individual names, and then you can also add arrows and make it rotate it in the right direction, so it points to the next marker. Like that. So then we have arrived at the music room. Now, playing back music is typically also something that is hard today. It used to be simple with a tape recorder. You just press play and it played back whatever music you want. But today it is hard because of the apps and how they are designed. But with some creative thinking, it can be quite easily solved, again, with QR codes. So in this case, we have printed the QR code, which is a link to a specific song on, in this case, Spotify, but it can also be on YouTube Music or whatever, as long as you have possibility to make links. And then you simply point your camera from your phone or tablet, and it will play automatically. So if I just demo this a bit, we made a custom app also because it's make it a bit easier to interact and understand. So you just press anywhere on the screen, and then you can scan, and when it has found the QR code, it will play the music automatically.
Och då börjar musik spelas.
Yeah, so that is the different functional prototypes we had developed so far, which we'll now also test during the autumn. We'll also work with integrating the different parts, with adding a database for the admin interface, integrate the YouTube Music into the app, and also get some data between different parts, like the reception assistant and admin interface, and so on. So there are lots of integration stuff, and also design details needed to be improved, of course. We have also made a simulation tool to more quickly come up with new concepts and try them out. And in this simulation tool also implements machine learning to detect different objects, in this case a virtual window, and then overlays augmented information on top of that to help a user, for instance, knowing how to open the window. This could also be transferred to a real-world window. So finally, our timeline for data collection is that we are preparing for workshops with disabled participants and related staff during November and December this year. So it's a pleasure to be here, and I'm looking forward to your feedback and comments.